Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha, and if you're new, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me using my Panda palette for 2024. And that palette, if you have not seen that video, is right here. It is the Sugar Drizzle Paint Me Green and Call Me a Pickle palette because I'm done dealing with you. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. Because there's only two matte shades in this, I am pulling some shades from my Anastasia Rivera palette, as well as my Beauty Bay Dark Fantasy palette. This is a little sneak peek on that project. So trying to also get some use out of my Dude Pay My Battleship palette. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to go ahead and start with my eyes. I'm going to prime my eyelids with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This is just the original one. And my eyes are a little sensitive, so I am going to try to film, like pre-film a few videos, just to kind of give my eyes a break for some upcoming videos I want to do. But so you might see this look I create and this outfit and stuff in a couple other videos. Loki is in here, so he is not getting himself in trouble. And then I'm just going to take this shade Estate from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette and set my eyeshadow primer. Around this time last year, I actually did like an introduction video after we got Loki. And if you're interested, let me know in the comments below, and I can kind of do like a little update on him, and all of that. I don't know if anybody would be interested in that. We've had him for a year now, and time has kind of flew by, so I know for us we can't believe we've had him a year. I need to clean my brushes again, even though I feel like I just cleaned them. And then I'm going to go into the Beauty Bay Dark Fantasy palette and go in with this shade Algorithm. And I'm just going to lightly touch into that shade and start putting that in my crease. I just want like a nice light dusting of this shade to kind of like a build off of. There we go. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And then we'll do the same on this side. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with this palette, or this look today, but I don't want to kind of give away any spoilers too much. So I think I'm going to go in with the purple, this shade here, Grunge, and kind of start deepening things up a bit. And just kind of tracing a little bit where I took that brown, but not going as far in. Kind of sticking to this outer bit. I like how that's looking. Sorry, Loki is being very, very loud, per usual. I think I've talked about that before, where he has all his tags on his collar. He is not quiet by no means, but my house is never quiet. I have two boys. So it just kind of blends in with everything else that's always going on in my house. So I'm going to go ahead and take, what shade was it? This Canes. So this is another purple. I'm going to take this Cane shade and kind of dust it on the inner part where I didn't drag that deep grunge purple shade out. So just a tiny, tiny bit. Yeah, there we go. Just where it blends just a little. There we go. I think that looks good. I really do like my Pamela palette this year. I think it gives me the opportunity to use the beautiful shimmers in it, but also pull other palettes and use other shades along with it, which is one of the reasons I did pick this Sugar Drizzle palette this year. I'm actually going to be going in with the shade Pickle Juice, and I'm going to be putting that all over my lid. So I think this is a beautiful purpley shifty shade, and I'll be cleaning up any fallout after. I actually have not used my Pan palette so far a ton this year. The first week of the year I was on my trip. We were on a cruise to the Bahamas with my kids and my parents. Fortunately, my husband had to work, so he missed out on the fun. But I did not want to bring my Pan palette just because these shades are very, very soft and they can break very easily, and I didn't want to risk that on the boat or the ship where I didn't have any resources to repress them if they broke. So I took some of my harder eyeshadows with me. And then I'm going to go back in with this same brush and tap back and forth into Grunge and Canes and just kind of blend out Pickle Juice just a little to give it a nice little balance. I'm really enjoying these shades quite a bit, and I'm really happy with my progress so far this year. I've hit quite a bit of pan just in January alone. That's something that I want to start doing this year is doing like either a little short or just a short video in general of all the pans I have hit in that month, if any at all. If I haven't hit any pans in that month, then I'll just skip over the video. But I think that might be a really cool thing just to, for myself, to show, you know, I am making progress on the things in my collection. Because it can be a little daunting sometimes. You're not seeing progress on everything, but it is something. So I'm going to quickly go off camera and clean this up, and I'll be right back. So today I'm actually going to be using a few products I have not used before. Well, really one product I haven't used before. And then I'm not really sure how it's going to react with some of the other products I typically use. So I'm going to kind of see how it goes. I'm going to be using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer and just doing like a tiny dot because the base product I'm going to be using is pretty light, and I'm just going to tap it just a few places where I would normally conceal, because I don't want it to be so like such a stark contrast, if that makes sense. And I'm just gonna blend that out real quick. Just a bit. Just to kind of give me a little bit of coverage. And then I'm gonna go in with this Eborian Korean Skincare Therapy CC Cream in the shade Claire. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use this entire sample all over my face, and it looks like stark white, but it does blend out and have like the tiniest bit of color. I tried a little on the back of my hand just to kind of see how it would look if I would have to use it as a what is the word? Eyeshadow primer, or I could get away with using it as a CC cream. This is very, very fragrant, which I'm not a huge fan of. But I think it does look pretty decent on my skin. It might be a little too light, but I can kind of make that work. So just quickly blending that out, and I'll be right back. So now I'm going to be taking my Sophia and Mabel Too Pretty cheek duo, this blush, and using that like I would normally apply my blush, not brush, and just kind of seeing how this sits on top of that CC cream, because I'm not really sure about it. So, there we go. I'm actually liking how this blush is sitting on top. The smell is very, very strong from that. And I don't know if that's typically just a CC cream thing, because I haven't used like a CC or a BB cream in like years, or if it's a Korean skincare thing, or if it's just that brand. But I'm not loving that smell. Very, very perfumey. And just to blend this out a little bit more, I'm just going back in with the brush I used to blend out that CC cream and go over the blush just a little bit. And then I'm going to go into this highlight, which is called Champagne Toast, and just use that. I do like how light this CC cream is. Like, I feel like that's kind of the star of the show, other than my Pan That palette. Because I really wanted to use it and see if that is something that I would like to purchase in my collection, just a CC cream in general. I am liking it. I think it makes my skin look pretty nice, but I don't think I would purchase this one. So if you have any CC or BB cream recommendations, let me know in the comments below. I would love to try to check some of those out. I'm gonna go in with this super flat brush, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Dill Pickles. So this really pretty one, and I'm gonna just pop that in my inner corner. And it is just a beautiful, shifty type of shade. Beautiful. I love how that looks. And I'm going to blend it out just because I put a little bit, got it a little too high. But it'll be fine. So, Then I'm just going to take a clean brush and just kind of blend that together at the top. There we go. Okay, I think that looks good. And then Loki always thinks someone's here for him. The kids are getting out of school. So he hears all the kids walking home from the bus stop, and he is not a fan of that. But anyway, I'm going to be taking this other little brush, if I can find it. It is very, very thin. This one, right here. Come here. This one. I really like this one. I'm actually going to go back and forth in the shade Dr. Pickles and Tickle My Pickle and put that on my lower lash line. So just a little back and forth in these two shades. Really like how this is turning out. I could have used like the purples, but I think using these greens brings more of my peanut palette into this look. Which I like doing. I do feel like this is a look I could use to try to hit pan on a few shades. Both in my Dark Fantasy palette. I pan that palette and the Anastasia Rivera palette. So I would be really excited if I could maybe remember how I did this and do a pan that look. And then I'm going to go back into my Dark Fantasy palette in the shade Atmosphere. Actually, I'm actually going to go with the shade Sails. So this white shade, this is just a stark white. It's very similar to Atmosphere, but I feel like I'm pretty close to hitting pan on Sails. So I've been dipping into that and just taking a tiny bit of that white and putting it right under my brow bone just to add like a highlight to it. Again, nothing crazy, just there we go. And then I like to blend that out just a little. So there is that. Moving right along with my eyes to finish them off, I'm going to be using in my brows my Artistry Automatic Pencil in the shade Brown. So I'm just going to brush through them and just kind of fill it in just a tiny bit. Again, nothing too crazy, nothing too dramatic. Just enough that you can see I have eyebrows. And then I'm going to take my e.l.f. Retractable No Budge eyeliner in the shade Black and put that on my waterline. I really like colorful eyeliners, but I don't like them necessarily on me. Maybe I just have not found a formula I really, really like. I just always use black eyeliner for almost everything. There has been a few times that I have had some really colorful, like cheap eyeliner pencils, and I just didn't like how they looked on me. I don't think they looked very good, and so I always just go back to a just black eyeliner. And then I'm using my Maybelline The Colossal Curl Bounce Mascara. This is not my favorite. I think I talked about that in a previous video, but it's just the one I grabbed, and I will grab something else probably the next time I run out of this. I never understood, like Maybelline especially. I feel like Maybelline has like 20 different mascaras, and I don't know if they're like, they really make a difference or not. Or if it's just the same. Oops, I just smudged that. I'll clean that up in a minute. Or if it's really just the same mascara with like a different wand. But I haven't tried all of them, so I don't know. I'm not a professional. I will be letting this mascara that I got on my eyelid dry while I do my lips, and at the end I will clean that up. So I'm going to be taking, for lips, I have this lip liner. That's not it. It's just this, I don't even know. It's called Touch My Lip Liner. It's in like a pretty brown shade. That's what that looks like. I'm gonna line my lips with this and kind of fill it in a little bit, and then go in with my Crazy for Coffee cream lipstick by Maybelline. So I'm just gonna line this real quick. And then I like kind of filling in my lips a little bit more with the lip liner in case it starts to fade. It still has that, a little more of that liner underneath. Genuinely, I could probably use this liner like all over my lips, and I wouldn't be mad at it. And this is the Crazy for Coffee shade. I think they pair really well together. So I'm just gonna pop this on top. Gives it a bit of an ombre look. And then I'm gonna clean this up here off camera, and I'll be back. There we go, that's all cleaned up. So this is my look using my Pan That palette for 2024. Like I said, I really haven't used this a ton, so you're not gonna see a ton of progress on this yet. But I will be doing monthly updates on this palette. And I might be throwing some other get readies with me, or just eyeshadow looks in general thrown into this year. I want to get back on a more regular upload schedule, at least 4 times a month, once a week kind of thing. And some of those may be pre-filmed. I'm not really sure yet. I'm just trying to get back in the groove of things. This is something I really enjoy, and hopefully you guys enjoy seeing me. If you have any like requests of a palette I should do like a palette bingo with, I would love to hear them in the comments below. I would just love your input, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.